What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Clairen. Clairen's a really good character to start off with if you're a beginner to Rivals or, just as a secondary. She has some really good strengths, solid character with few weaknesses, a very creative playstyle, and pretty intuitive. Easy to pick up, I would say, just because her sword is going to make playing at a low level really easy to do well. And I think that, some people will compare it to Marth, especially with the tipper mechanic. Well, at least the idea of a tipper on swords is very similar to Marth, but that's about all she has similar on a baseline level, honestly. She's got a really cool, unique gameplay, and I'm sure you'll enjoy her if you want to pick her up. So, as usual, I'm going to be going over the strengths and weaknesses, how to use all of her tools, how to play neutral, her basic combos, recovery mix-ups, and lastly, her kill confirms. And so with that said, let's get started. So, some of her strengths that I've listed out are that, clearly she has big hitboxes and really good disjoint with them. The sword is not so stubby like Forsburn's dagger. It has really good reach on almost all of her moves, and it's going to be easy to wall people out with these sword attacks. And with them, as I'll talk about later, is the tipper mechanic, and so it gives her a lot of combo potential with that, and just the reach that she gets. And then I also put that she has really good kill confirms. So similar to Marth, you could say that she has Marthitis. Like if she doesn't land her tipper attacks early on, or get these kill confirms like she should most of the time, she could struggle to kill. But I really outweigh the pros of all of the kill confirms she has. And since you can edgeguard really well in Rivals with this sword, that also helps against Marthitis. And so I definitely put her good kill confirms on her strengths list. And then as for her weaknesses, she has no projectile, and that's pretty crazy. Pretty sure she's the only character in Rivals with no projectile, and that is very obvious in her neutral game. She has a down B, which negates projectiles and a little force field around her, but that's about it. So having no projectile really, it makes you have to play a certain way, and it can be abused by people who have really good projectiles, or characters that have a mix-up of projectile and hand-to-hand like combat game styles. And so another thing that's her weakness is that she struggles against whiff punishes. So if you're playing against someone who's really good at the Clairen matchup, ideally they should be playing around your moves. So even though her down air is huge, if you want to look at it real quick, that's the first hitbox. There's the second one. I mean, it's a huge move, right? But it has a lot of startup. And same thing with most of her aerials and her moves in general. And they have end lag that can be punished. So that's another weakness of hers for sure. Now with that being said, let's continue on, and I'm going to talk about how to use all of her tools. So first off, I want to talk about the tipper mechanic. Basically, all of your sword attacks have a tipper. And we saw that in the hitbox a second ago. I'll use up air this time as an example. So the red hitbox means it's a sour spot, and then the blue hitbox means it's a tipper. Really big tipper if you look at it. And what it means is if you land a tipper, they will go in this extra long hit pause state, where usually if you land an attack, you both are in hit pause. Like both of your characters, like notice we're frozen. I'm moving forward a few frames as you see on the counter, but we were frozen in place. This is the time usually when the opponent gets to DI or SDI, and so on. And then we both start moving at the same time. But in the tipper mechanic, notice that there's the original hit pause where I'm frozen, and then eventually I'll continue to fall, but then my opponent will not. How long your opponent is stuck in the extra frames of hit pause depends on the move you use. It should be, I'm pretty sure it's the same throughout all percents, but it's solely based on the move you use. So if I jab, just for a quick example to prove that, I land jab, and then his character model starts moving at let's see, frame 20. But if I was to down air, alright, it landed. His character can start moving, I think it's like frame 40. Like, look, I'm able to walk away, do it. Like, I could have moved much sooner. This is just my walk animation. So he starts moving on frame 40. So depending on the move you use, determines how long they are in the extra hit pause state. And so it gives you a lot of, customizability when it comes to her combo game, especially because all the moves have different hit pause lengths. So you can imagine, like, basically, since 40 frames is a long time, you could get another tipper attack off. One of her best kill confirms, or like just a really good kill confirm for her, is down air to down strong. So I combo into 2 tippers. Now if you notice, the second tipper doesn't put them in the same amount, or doesn't extend their hit pause anymore. And that's because if you hit 2 tippers in a row in quick succession, I don't know the frame number, let's say it's 20 frames, I don't want to actually say anything. It's probably more than that. If you hit 2 tippers in a row, the second tipper will not have the extended hit pause. So that's why I'm able to do this. And then I get the down air, and you notice that after original hit pause ends, we both move at the same exact time. And that's how her tipper works. Now I can talk about her other moves. So jab is, it's a little fencing poke. It's really nice. It doesn't go into parry stun, just like everyone else's jab ones. She doesn't have a jab 2. It's just a poke. It does tipper because it's a sword move. But pretty straightforward poke tool. Dash attack is great for extending combos. It used to have a bigger hitbox. They lowered it a little bit, but it's still really good. You can see the sour spot is right inside of her, or closer to her, and then the tipper is all of the blue area. So it can really tipper quite well with her other moves as a follow-up. And so dash attack's really good for extending combos and catching your opponent off guard, and it even catches their jump. Like again, like you can see how it could catch someone's jump with the size and positioning of the hitbox, the tipper. Next is up tilt. Very good move, similar to Zeta Burns in that it hits all around her, except you can see it's much larger. It has a way bigger sour spot than a tipper in this case. Well, I guess that's always true, but very noticeable here. I would say more so than the other moves we've looked at so far. Great anti-air, honestly, and it's a good combo starter and just catch someone on the platform. F tilt has long range, great disjoint. Exactly what you see is like what you get out of it. It's like a really far-reaching move. You can poke someone up to this distance away. And yeah, it's basically pretty straightforward. Good zoning tool, really good zoning tool. Down tilt, it's fast. It has good edge guard setups at the ledge. It combos into itself. Like if you land a tipper down tilt, you can always get a second tipper down tilt for free if you don't want to try and go for something else. And yeah, it's good for extending combos as well. Nair is a really good multi-hit move, like one of her core moves in neutral, just because, let's look at it in slow motion, frame by frame. So it has, however many hitboxes, looks like 6 hitboxes in total, and it encompasses all around her. And you can imagine it's hard to parry this move, even if you see it coming, because maybe the first hitbox hits you, but maybe the first hitbox misses, and the last hitbox hits you, which is the strongest of all the hitboxes and can definitely kill later on at higher percents. So really good move, lingering hitbox. Multi-hits are really good in neutral, just because, well, in Rivals there's no shields, so you have to parry it, and it's harder to parry multi-hits when it's ambiguous when they're going to hit you, for sure. Now back air, another great move of hers, really great reach. Extends horizontally and vertically really well. It's very hit fallable for combos. Oh, he's at like 100%. Let me move him inside. Okay. And let me take off no text. I'm just going to put DI in for this one example, but it'll work in a lot of scenarios. So yeah, oh, I didn't there. Very hit fallable. Can chain it into each other. Eventually, if you get a tipper out of it, you can combo into up air, into up B, maybe into even a side B. Good potential there for falling through a platform with back air, just because it has really good range. Forward air is a very solid two-hit move that sends forward. Of course, on DIN, it won't send as far much forward, or yeah, it'll send closer to you, so you can like chain them together like that. It's very solid. It's a move that fits her kit so well because sometimes it's the only move that can reach. I would say in general the other moves have more benefits to them, or all the benefits you get from forward air. Like if you hit fall forward air one tipper and you combo it into a Dacus, which I'll talk about later. It's also possible to do that with your other moves. But forward air is great. I mean, it reaches in front of her. It can even combo on bad DI into like a grab, into a down air. It can do a lot of stuff. So very solid forward hitting move as a forward air. Up air has amazing vertical reach. Remember, it goes all the way to the tip of the blue. It's not the red hitbox, it's the blue hitbox. It has good falling up air combos. If you hit one falling up air, you can, well, okay, I still have them on DIN. I don't want to, let's not act like it just combos forever. Okay, he's still DIing it basically. But after a falling up air, you can combo into almost anything you want most of the time. And it's good for combo extending and getting kill confirms as well. And so that's all of her normals. Now I'm going to talk about her specials. So neutral B, if you've noticed from earlier, it's a grab. And so I can do that in the air or on the ground. And I can turn the person around. So basically after so many frames, either if I just press B, after however many frames, they will go forward, like fly in front of me. Or I can press B and then hold forward right away. So notice that, okay, so these first three, I'm going to just press B. I'm not going to do anything else. This is the timing. Okay? Now if I press forward right away, they'll go flying forward faster, like a few frames faster. And that's like your input window, like when you can input forward or backwards. They will never fly backwards on their own. You'll have to specify that. And so there's a few things to note about this. One, if they're pairing, you probably know by now, jabs don't result in parry stun for the person who got parried. But that's true for her neutral special as well. Oops. You don't go into parry stun if you get parried, so it's somewhat safe. Oop. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I can move right after. So it makes it like a good, jab check. It's a grab check in this case. Another thing is that when you grab someone in the air, you can drag down like this. If you notice, I was like moving my body down in the air. It's very similar to Arcane Side B. So if you grab someone in the air, you can like drag them down if you wanted to. Pretty niche, but it's applicable. And another thing to note, I think the last thing to know about this move is that it represses your double jump one time in the air. So I'll show it. I'm gonna just hit him off, use my double jump right here. Oh, and then I got hit, so I didn't show you anything. Let me try that again. So use my double jump. I grabbed him, and then I have my double jump refreshed. So what this means is that if you were to use your double jump to get to someone, and you wanted to down air them after your... if you wanted to down air them after your grab, then you could do that. Like that. So you get your double jump refreshed once per air time. You can't just infinitely chain it together for infinite double jumps. And next is her down B. This is the move that creates the projectile field, or yeah, the anti-projectile field. So it acts as a counter. You can hit any move, or any hitbox that hits you while you have your counter up, it will cause this to happen. So I'm just gonna put him on fight. I'm gonna down B, and this is what it looks like. So if instead everyone was to try and fireball from out here into the force field, it would just dissipate once it reaches the outside of it. But even inside, you cannot create a fireball inside either. It's immediately gone. So it just doesn't exist. And so it's useful in some matchups. You're gonna have to explore when it's useful. It's good also just not even for the anti-projectile aspect of it. Let's just say, you know, you're gonna get hit and die off stage, and you know that, and you see them throwing out a move, you can counter it. It's kind of like an air parry in that sense. So it has uses just for survivability as well as like the neutral aspect. Side B is really cool. So you side special and it leaves a hitbox behind you. Let me put hitbox on just so you know. Which also does have a tipper. So, oh, I'd never noticed that. Is the blue lightning? Oh no, there's a small square. There's a small square inside. This is more of a sweet spot than a tipper actually, because the tipper, the sweet spot is inside of the sour spot. Meanwhile, only the tipper hitbox can land in order for you to get that aspect of the hit stun. So anyway, it's a sweet spot, I suppose. Has the same tipper mechanic though, where they're an extra hit pause. So that little square, let me just show you. This is the sour spot, like that. You saw there was nothing special about it, but if you do land it, they are an extra hit pause. And if you hit someone with it, you can act out. So look, I'm gonna side B off stage, and I go into pratfall. The only way for me to get out of it is to wall jump, right? But if I hit them, I can act out of it immediately, basically. So, and you don't even have to hit the sweet spot of it. But yeah, that's how her side B works. It's really cool. It's like, in this position, you can imagine the Zetterburn comes falling to hit me. Let's see if he just does it, like when I put him on a fight. And then I side B. No, he did. So yeah. You can imagine them coming in to try and hit you. And it's kind of like a safe guess to throw out as your side B if you do it in the opposite direction. So it leads to kills. You're fully actionable if you hit an opponent. Oh, and something else to know is that you can, so this is like one of your good like horizontal recovery options, right? Well, you can also do it below the ledge and you'll clip onto the stage. Let me just do a good example. Yeah, I know it. Now it's very clear in that example that I was lower than the ledge, but the side B like lifts you up a little bit. Good to note because it might be your only way of getting back on sometimes. Lastly, her up special. So it's a two-part move, absolutely gigantic. I'll do that again, frame by frame. So it's a two-part move. This is the first part. If you hold the B button, like, just look at that. If you hold the B button or press it again, you'll do the second part. Like right now, I'm pressing B again, and then you get this little extra boost. Look at like the extra height you get from it, and also the huge hitbox. That's her up special. Sometimes it can lead to kills. You can imagine if they're really high up in the air. I'll go over that later, but you can combo like back air into it, and then do the up B. It's really good for recovery. It sends you really high up vertically. And if the opponent isn't good at parrying it, it gives you even like an easier time to get back on. Her up B is very linear. Her recovery overall is very linear, but that doesn't make it bad. I'll go over that later when I talk about recovery mix-ups. But it's linear. Don't try and look for like too many special ways to get back on the stage. Just master the few ways that you learn, or I'll talk about later. But that's her up special. And it has a good amount of horizontal drift as well. On whether you do the first one or the second one, it doesn't matter. And so that's all of her moves and how to use them. Now I'm going to talk about how to play neutral with Clairen. So usually when I talk about this in a video, I talk about like kind of like a step-by-step what I think about, kind of like a flowchart. With Clairen, with the lack of a projectile, it means it's kind of hard to make a flowchart. You can't set yourself up with the Lily. You can't set yourself up by placing your droplet, by throwing a fireball. These are all things I've talked about in the other videos. You can't do that with her. So it's really all about your footsie game on the ground. It's like your horizontal game plan, and then there's like your vertical game plan. That's how I'm thinking about it. So for your horizontal game plan, you might want to think of short hop nair as a really good approach tool. Or even if the Zetterburn's up on this platform, he's not going to go on the platform for me. Wait! Oh no, did I mess him up? Oh no. Anyway, imagine he's up here. He's not gonna go up there. Let me just... Oh, wait. Oh, okay, there we go. You can imagine he's there. I would consider this still your horizontal game plan, like almost your grounded game since you're just short hopping it. Nair is just like I said earlier when I was talking about it. It's a good tool in neutral. You can, honestly, when you're first learning her, just run at them. It's like your Ori forward airing. Just run at them and use Nair a lot. And see when it works, see when it doesn't, and see what they do to eventually counter it. And then you'll figure out some other ways to mix up that neutral game plan. But Nair is a great approach tool since it hits at different angles and timings. If you're not using Nair horizontally, you are probably using back air. You could use forward air, especially if you're falling at this angle, which is still somewhat horizontal. Like if you're falling here. Yeah, this is a good example. Like that's a good place to use forward air. But overall, your back air just can combo it into itself. If you tipper the back air and they're at kill percent, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself with the kill confirms, but just to like show it, like you could be spacing your back air, which is punishable by the way. Like what I said about whiff punishes is very applicable to all these moves. But you can tipper back air into tipper down strong. I didn't get it there because I drifted it, but I'll show it now. Don't move at all. Just if you get your tipper back air and you're not drifting forward at all after the back air, you'll get the tipper down strong, which is very, very good. So, and then the other ways is your more grounded options. So you have F tilt, you have down tilt. Down tilt in particular, like F tilt is a great zoning tool. It's like your safer option because it has a higher hitbox. So if we look at it again, F tilt hits higher up. It can even catch someone jumping or jumping in on you. Meanwhile, down tilt only hits grounded, right? But you have more options to combo off of down tilt. You have like this kill confirm into forward strong if you act fast enough, and it's DI dependent as well. Keep in mind, but I'll go into that later. I'm not gonna try and get it now. Like again, you can just down tilt twice, and it's usually gonna mean that they're supposed to tech because they're almost always gonna tech. Let me get him off of 100%. So yeah, like you can get down tilt, forward tilt sometimes, you can get down tilt, like whatever. It's just one of your go-to moves as a grounded Clairen because it leads into a lot of stuff and it's relatively safe because of its disjoint. Like you can see, it reaches very, very far. Now her horizontal game plan, oh no, that was her horizontal game plan. Now her vertical game plan is a bit different. A lot of people, and you will find yourself doing this at first, and you know, even moving forward, is using down air all the time. You can use it here, you can use it through a platform, because once you find out that your down air tippers through a platform, you're gonna get like, it's like a drug. You'll just want to keep you, like you'll want it down there all the time because it's so fun to use. It's a huge hitbox, right? It's crazy. But it's laggy, so it's susceptible to parrying. So you really have to mix up all your other options as well. And yeah, you just have to really consider when it's a good time to use it, and when it's not. But you can find yourself down airing a lot if you learn how to edge cancel. Then even if they parry it, so like there, whatever, you can edge cancel on platforms. Oh, I missed that one. So if you master that, then even if they parry it, it doesn't matter because you'll edge cancel the parry stun. So yeah, if you get that, then good. Otherwise, Dare is really good for vertical game plan. It's like, you're not gonna fall with it down there too often. You could, but if you're falling with an aerial, Nair is still a good way to go. Forward air is good. Like, any of your aerials are good, honestly. I'd say up air and down air are your least go-to options. You're mostly gonna use down air, maybe even as a parry bait. Like, you think they want to parry your down tilt here or something. So instead you just full hop down air, and then you get a tipper, and you can combo off of that. So yeah, all your aerials, I would say up air and down air are the least viable when dropping from platforms, unless you do this, unless you double jump down air. Now down air is completely viable as a falling option from a platform. Let's see. So yeah, since you have like this pretty linear game plan, you'll find that people will often try to parry you, and they could be very successful if they react to your moves properly. So as a mix-up, don't forget, let me move him over there. As a mix-up, don't forget to just land, like maybe just fast fall and like grab or up tilt or something. Or if you're afraid that they're going to throw out a move, or you're not sure if they're going to throw out a move or parry, you can bait it out so you can fall and then wave land backwards like that. Very, very good, because then you can just wave dash in, down tilt, you can dash attack, you can do a lot of stuff. Or yeah, you can just do the wave land in and then down tilt. Very, very clean, very safe, and it can combo and do stuff for you. That's really, really useful. And you can even use up special and neutral sometimes if you're finding someone platform camping you a lot. Yeah, or you're just hard reading like their approach, and say they're at really high percent. Like you can't seem to get them off stage to go for the edge guard. And they're running in to fight you. You can just use up special and neutral, especially if you have platforms that you can up special too. So, so like if you have this one, you can get to it within two like both of the uses of up B, and like you won't get punished for it like a majority of the time. On like Blazing Hideout, you can just do the first part of the up B, and then you'll land on the platform, I'm pretty sure. So mess around with up special even, like sometimes, just to like get a hit in. And on bad DI, you can combo off it as well. Just something to keep in mind. And so on Clairen, once you've won neutral, I would say just focus on getting damage, as much damage as you can, obviously. But also putting them in bad positions and keeping them in the air. I would say try not to let them tech in too much, or like get the chance to tech too much. While she can cover a lot of options with down tilt, I think she really, like, the hardest thing for her to cover whenever this happens is tech roll in. Let's see. Is a tech roll in because she doesn't have many moves that can hit it, for example. I'll show you. I'm gonna go this way. So like up till I think is the only, like the best one. Otherwise you'll often find yourself missing your moves. Like you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna cover tech in place really well here. And you might be, but since your moves are so laggy, if they tech roll into you and you're not 100% reading that, you're not gonna cover it and you're gonna get punished pretty hard. So keep that in mind. Keeping them in the air from your punish game is really ideal because, you know, as a sword character, you're going to put a lot of pressure on someone who doesn't have an air parry at all. So that's just what I would say. That's everything I'd say about how to play neutral with her and how to capitalize off of your neutral wins. Now I'm going to be talking about basic combos with her. And so you really have to explore all of like what she has to offer on your own. With the tipper mechanic, it allows for a lot of creativity. But I'm still going to go over some stuff here. So like some of my favorite things to do are, I'm going to put no tech in this case. Most people don't tech it like most of the time anyway, so it's really, really practical. So down tilt and the dash attack is very, very good. You can even get the dash attack to tipper sometimes. It depends on percent and the DI, right? So everything is percent and DI dependent. Let me see if I put DI out. Let's see what happens. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how to get the dash attack to tipper, but maybe it's just because they're at too low of percent. I'm not sure. But dash attack after a down tilt is a good follow up, especially if they're going off stage, because a lot of times it will tipper and you can get more follow ups. So down tilt dash attack I say is a go-to, and you can just react. After you land the dash attack, react. So let's say I down tilt, I'm going to dash attack here. You can always react to where they go to get the follow-up. So let me show that real quick. Let me put them on random DI. Random DI. And I'm going to dash attack on tipper. Oh, I'm going to go for forward strong to always get the hit. But ideally, if you could get it up strong, that'd be great. Oh my goodness, I can't land the tipper. One sec. Dang! They really made these CPUs know how to recover. I'm proud of the team. The CPUs could not recover before Definitive Edition. Alright, so I just reacted to them where they went. Basically, there's two main... Yeah, that's what I was wanting. Okay, I didn't react, but there's two main ways they can DI. They can just go straight up if they DI in, like you saw there. Oh, I didn't turn it around. There we go. Or I did turn it around. That's what I meant to say. So they go straight up, or they come towards you. And those are the two main types of DI you have to be prepared for. So down tilt dash attack, and then after the dash attack, if you do get a tip, or you can, like, if you don't want to go for a strong, you can get dash attack into like an up tilt. Oh my goodness, I cannot space my dash attack. I wave dash up. You can get down tilt dash attack up tilt. You can get down tilt dash attack nair. Oh, let me put that at low percent. Oh my goodness, Clairen, all I want you to do is tipper this person. Alright, never mind. It's not happening. What else do we have? You have down air as your tipper mechanic, or yeah, as your tipper, and then you have a lot of options. Like you have so much time to move that you can basically do anything you want. You can grab and like try and mix up your opponent. You can do the down strong like I mentioned earlier, like that. If you just want to go for a kill, you can do falling up air, which I think has a lot of combo potential as well. Like this. Notice that they were able to DI before the hits, my up air came out, but I think you can still cover DI out. Yeah, you can still cover all options on DI out, or with the falling up air. Let's see. Let me put lower percents. You have up tilt multiple times if they DI poorly, but usually you can get like an aerial. Let's say, oh, I have them on DI out, so like that's not poor DI. That'd be perfect DI. Oh, they're at 50%. My bad. I wanted to put them lower, like in the 10s and 20s. At low percents, you can chain up tilts together, especially if they're scared and like DIing in. It's obvious that they'll just go straight up. Because it's hard to DI perfectly, so keep in mind, like, you definitely never want to lose your punish game on bad DI, because people at all levels of the game have bad DI sometimes. So always know how to punish all types of DI if you can. So yeah, you can up tilt into nair to like cover options, or F tilt, like up tilt forward air if they're going off stage and they have to recover, stuff like that. Falling up air I've talked about, but I like to do falling up air into nair or back air. Let's see, let me get him in the middle of the stage. Okay, so thing here, falling up air nair, if you can get the tipper, that's good, because then you can up tilt and then you can do something else. So, oh, I'm sorry, falling up air nair. Oh yeah, you'll find that your nair can connect a lot, and then it'll get the tipper. So that's I really like that combo a lot. I do that a lot when I play Clairen. Falling up air, nair, tipper into an aerial like that. And it's all about knowing how to follow up on tippers and reading their DI. So right there in that situation, I knew that they were going to get sent to the left, so I went for a back air. They can get sent the other direction by your nair, like this. They're going to send to the left, even though I'm facing right. Otherwise, if I hit with the forward-facing hitbox or the other hitboxes, it'll send them to the right. So know which hitbox you hit whenever you nair. That's really, really important for follow-ups. If you get sour spot in nair, you can do a lot of stuff. Like you can get grab off of it, like this, and then you can go for like off-stage shenanigans. If you hit follow it, you can probably get like down air, down tilt, like in this situation. Oh, maybe you can get that on the stage too. Let me see. Yeah, so it looks like you can, on basic DI, you can get a lot of follow-ups on sour spot nair in general. Explore that option. I like up tilt a lot and nair. I like how up tilt and nair really connect with each other. I've talked about back air, so keep in mind how back air will connect. If you can, oh, I didn't mean to do that with side B. If you can't reach them with any of your other moves after like a tip or back air, let's see, then go for an up B. That's a little hint to also a kill confirm later on. So you kind of just saw it there, but it's also a good combo tool, just because they probably won't be able to punish you after you throw out your up B and you connect with it anyway. And I've already talked about the neutral B into down air. Off stage, it's a really great kill confirm, and it's not exactly super true. I don't know, there's some DIs where or some percents where if you DI out, it's still hard to connect, or it's still able to connect. So just feel comfortable doing this, and you'll go a long way with getting your kills off stage. And those are the main ones I'm going to talk about for Clairen. Like I said, you really just have to explore on your own with all the tipper mechanic and how her moves connect together. Like, for example, I mentioned a lot of falling up air and how it could have connected into Nair. Well, think about how all the things Nair could have connected into whenever you hit fell it and only got the sour hit. And think about the different connections you get if you tipper the Nair. And then think about if they have bad DI on your up tilt, how you can maximize your punish, knowing those options. Maybe you get up tilt falling up air, right? Or then you get Nair, and then you get back air. It all can link together. It's all about how fast you are and if you can read their DI. Next, I'm going to be talking about her recovery mix-ups. So, I've said this earlier, her recovery is very linear, but that doesn't make it bad. It's not bad, it's just a linear recovery, because you only have a few options, right? So let me go to the right side. You have your up B to recover, and you have your side B. So that's basically it. To help you with recovery in terms of living, you can down B, but it's just a little stall, and you can only act. Like, that's as fast as I can act out of it. Oh, bye. So you still fall a little bit, but it's good to like get them off you. So with that being said, how do you recover with Clairen? One of the biggest things is you have to master all of your mix-up recoveries, such as mixing up whether you do one up B or you do both hits of the up B. So if you can imagine, if they are right here and you think they're going to go for, let's say, well, if you think they're going to parry your second up B because you're low enough that the first up B, that one, it's not going to hit them. This first hit of up B doesn't hit, oh, that one did. We'll move it back. This first hit of up B does not hit him. But if I was a little bit higher, it would. But let's say he knows where you are, and he knows he's not going to get by the first one. So he wants to parry the second one. In that case, you want to not do the second hit. So it's all about reading and like mix-ups, like I said. So don't do the second hit in this scenario, and instead, wall jump, double jump, wave land onto the stage, and then either run onto the stage, or go for an attack. Like this. So there's enough end lag on parry such that if he tries to parry your second up B and he misses and he guesses wrong, he's gonna get punished. And in that case, like, it was ambiguous. I was about to say ambiguous or something, but it was ambiguous whether I was gonna hit him. So it's gonna be harder for him to time the parry. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. Maybe he'll just back off. If he's playing way back here because he's scared of your first hit up B, throw out the second one, or just do the same thing. You just get back on the stage really fast, and you can throw out a down tilt this quickly. Like, you can get a move out or an F tilt this fast if you master it, or if you get really fast at this wave land. Like, I messed up there. That would be terrible for Clairen. So it's all about mixing up your first and second hit up B in this situation. Now, there's even the times where it does get parried. If your up B gets parried, don't like fret too much about it. It's not the end of the world. You have ways of stalling to try and get them to waste their invincibility. So let's see. It's gonna be hard to time. I'm only gonna try it once or twice. If I set them to parry. So in this case, they parried me. I might want to jump out, use my down B to stall, or you can just wall jump and then fall a little bit, and you'll notice that their invincibility will go away really quickly. Let's try again. Oh, no, that was bad time. No, I didn't like that one either. Yeah, let's try. Oh, I actually landed on the stage. Don't try not to land on the stage. So even in the case where he parried my second up B, I was still able to wall jump and then double jump back on the stage, and then, you know, he parried me again in that case, but he was just spamming parry. His invincibility was actually ran out. So you can stall yourself off stage, and you won't really get punished for getting parried in that situation. The only time you'll get punished is when your only recovery option left, like you've used your wall jump, you can up B onto the stage. That's when it's prime time for your opponent to parry you, and you're in trouble. But otherwise, you can just bait this parry out like I'm saying this entire time, and like go for an aerial of your own. Or you can just wave lane back on. It's just about mixing up all your options. There's really nothing else to talk about except I want to mention once again that your side B clips onto the stage from lower than the stage height. Oop. Like that. Oh, I mean, like I've been doing several times. So yeah, remember that, and master edge canceling your up B. Because even if they parry it, if you edge cancel it right after, then you're not in parry stun. So, it's gonna be. Let's see. I could probably do it on merchant port pretty quickly. Let's find out. So yeah. I mean, this is something you just have to practice. So like there, I edge cancel to the left. If you're brave or you practice it well enough, you can edge cancel backwards like that, which is the safest way. So I just showed like edge canceling in both cases. You can just land on the very tip, and they might have thought you were going to land up here, but instead you land on this very edge, so they're not going to be able to punish you if they don't the right move. Yeah, just master edge canceling on all those different stages. There's going to be different setups. In general, if you get really, really good, you can edge cancel like that. I mean, I'm surprised I did it on that try so quickly. But yeah, you can edge cancel at the very start of your second up B hitting, or the hitbox coming out, and you can do the same for the first up B. Like you can even just land on the stage, very, very secretly, and like quickly, or sneakily, I should say. So yeah, edge canceling is really important for your up B. You master that and just react to what your opponent's doing. Sometimes you get a read in on whether they're going to parry or throw out a move. The thing is, parrying is one of their only options because your hitbox of up B is so huge. So they'll likely play at this range, and they'll try and like jump in with a forward air right when you try and land. That's when you use your second hit of up B. If you think they're going to go for a parry, then you don't do it. It's just that constant mix-up. It's not bad. It kind of sounds like a lot of 50-50s, but there's ways to turn it in your favor. Because you have to make the move first. Or no. If they're going to take the initiative, they have to make the move first. Meanwhile, you have a lot of time to react, and you can't really react to they can't react to you not doing the second hit of up B before you wave land. So, and if they do, you might be able to wave land and get a parry or roll or something. So those are all for mix-ups. Like I said, it's really linear, but it won't feel bad if you just practice it and rinse and repeat. And so lastly, I'm going to be talking about kill confirms. So like I said, I think she has a lot, and she definitely does have a lot of kill confirms. With all of her tippers, they can combo very well. And so ideally you want to combo into her up strong. Her tipper up strong kills absurdly early. Her tipper down strong is, I would think, the second best, and then comes tipper forward strong. So one of my favorite kill confirms is down air to down strong tipper, like I've been talking about. I played Clairen a couple years ago at a major. I won the major. It was Heatwave 2, and this was my go-to kill confirm back then. It's just very consistent if you practice it. Like, I don't play Clairen at all anymore, but I can still do it very consistently. And if they don't DI, this is the thing. It's human error. If a lot of time people are going to DI in on this move, and that's when it kills absurdly early. No, probably not this early. No, not that early. But it really does kill early, and it's just by landing a down air, which is honestly a really good neutral option that you have. It's a huge move. It's easy to land. Now, even on perfect DI, you're not often going to hit them on the middle of the stage, right? So their DI has to be even more specific, and it makes them live less, like for a shorter amount of time. Like they don't live as long if you get the combo in the middle of the stage. So they might be able to live this. Let's see. No, well, the CPU died. It didn't purple, so maybe they could have lived, but the perfect DI setting is honestly as good as most people are going to get it, especially when you're just starting out and you're playing like new people. So it kills as early as, you know, 90 or something on the edge of the stage, depending on the stage. So that's a good one. That's a good one to keep in mind and to work on. There are other ones like down tilt F strong. Oh. Let's see. Oh, I have him on perfect DI. I wonder if I won't be able to get it at this high percent. Nope. Okay. So I think if they DI out, you won't be able to ever get down tilt to F strong. But DIing down tilt out is not very smart at high percents. So I'm just gonna put him on normal DI. So most of the time. Oh, actually, that's really... Dang, they have really good DI now, the CPUs. I'm putting them on DI in, but I don't want that to have the misconception of it's not very likely to happen. DI in is very common at high percent to a down tilt on the ledge. Otherwise, you're just going to die. So down tilt forward strong is like very, very strong. You just dash forward right after the down tilt, and you can land the tipper forward strong. There's another cool... So yeah, this is a way to combo into an up strong. Maybe most of these are going to be about that now. So even at like absurdly low percents, if you catch someone, I'm going to do no DI just for the example. But if you catch someone with a falling up air and your up air tippers, it will combo into an up strong. So once again, I'm going to put no DI just so that my falling up air, just so I can hit them upwards enough. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Now it should be working. So just like that, if you... I wonder what percent would work for the example to work right away. Oh, yeah, no, I think that should be good. Let me try again. So falling up air into up strong, tipper, or falling up air, tipper, into up strong, tipper is really, really, really good. Try it one more time. There we go. That's what I want to show. I can't get it consistently enough. But I think you get the idea. Yeah, like that. Falling up air tipper into up strong, super, super powerful. If you're like comboing them and you manage to land it in the middle of your combo, it's very cool and like super efficient. Like there's no better way to get the kill. Honestly. What else is there? So on bad DI, so this is something I didn't talk about for her neutral special. It is not a true 50-50. So if they're DIing to the right, the way to DI, so yeah, if you throw them to the left and they DI right, they go straight up. And this is relative, or yeah, it's important because it comes into up strong. Oh, whoops, I forgot I put them on DI right. So you can get a kill like that. To DI the grab, you are supposed to hold out, like hold as if they were going to throw you forward, and then react to the turnaround animation, and then hold the other direction. So the in this case, if I grab you, as the opponent, you should be holding left, and then just keep holding left. Once you see this animation, you'll have enough time to react. By the time the animation goes through and the hit pause finishes, that you can hold right. So it's not a true 50-50, but you can still catch people off with some good old like 50-50s in some ways into up strong. That's a good kill confirm as well. What else is there? So I've mentioned side special combos into up B. You can get tippers pretty well if you perfect the timing. So either if they don't DI or if they DI in, they're gonna go straight up. So let me show that real quick. They DI in, they go straight up. Oh no, they don't. Okay. Then what I mean by this is, what I meant to say then is on DI in, they'll go right in towards you, just like that. So in this case, it was a bad example because the side special actually purpled, means it would have killed them. But wait, side special kills at 95? Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I thought the side special, maybe they were at high percent or something. But if they DI in, you just running forward and up strong. And as you saw that in that one time, the up strong tippered. And they definitely died there. If you master the timing, you can get the tipper on the up strong as well. I think if I set them to no DI, the timing, you can practice the timing like this. Let's see. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe this is a good way to practice the timing. At least it was for me right now when I'm doing this live. Set them to no DI, and then practice the time and you get that tipper, like you just run in. Don't Dacus. Something else I should mention, but real quick. Don't just run in to the position right under them and up strong. Once you get your tipper timing down, you can work on it for the other DIs as well. So if they DI out, the only way you're going to catch them is with a Dacus. So look at, they're going to go to the left. So a running up strong won't work. Oops. Running up strong, you're gonna have to Dacus. Oh, that was weird. I don't want him to go that way. Why is DI out and so weird? I'll just have him as DI right. So I'm gonna side B to the left, and then Dacus. It can definitely connect, and it will connect. It's just about getting the timing for the tipper. You Dacus for DI away, you just running up strong for the other DIs. Practice the timing, and you'll be more consistent at it than I am. But I'm glad I was able to show it at least, a few times. Other things to note. Her tipper Nair, her tipper back air, and her tipper forward air 1 in particular, probably forward air 2 as well. If you only land forward hit 2. Tipper forward air 2. They can all combo into Dacus as well. So if I was to do that, it all works, and it's kind of finicky. I mean, it's probably not a great example that I'm doing it. One, because I haven't practiced her recently. But two, even if you do practice these things, since just like the nature of DI, drift DI, and the very specific hitboxes of the tippers, you might feel it's a little inconsistent. But with practice, you will think otherwise. I promise you. Like it's reliable. It's inconsistent at times, but with practice and the need to get kills, these are things you'll need to learn. So that was an example of forward air 1 into tipper up strong. You can do the same with Nair, just like that, and you can do the same with back air. Ooh, that'd have been so nice if I got all 3 in a row. That wasn't tipper, but I'm sure you see the potential. So you're probably starting to realize that with the movement tool of Dacus, which is performed by dash attacking, and then at the start of your dash attack, you input up strong. So this is my A button, this is my strong button. So I just slide and rotate my stick. Slide my fingers, rotate my stick. And you'll get a Dacus. Really good Dacus. You're probably noticing that with how fast of a burst option this is, you can combo into it a lot, and it's true. You should definitely be Dacusing for finishers, because there's a lot of moves that combo into it. So on DI in, you can get back air into up air, and so this is most likely to happen off stage. So let me have them DI. Oh yeah, DI right, sure. Let's see. Just like that. So back air will send them basically straight up, and so if you practice it, you can get up air right after. Oh, I have them DI right, not DI left. Let me just kill him real quick. So tipper, back air, into up air. He actually doesn't go straight up. So, or maybe he does. He should go straight up, but he's not drift DIing. Oh, in. I should just stop whenever I give the first example. It's kind of hard to do these things on CPUs. But yeah, so back air into up air is really reliable, and like I said earlier, back air into up special off stage, especially if they won't DI straight in, but the up special will still connect a lot of the time. Let's see. So let's just have DI in and hit him off stage, see what happens. Oh my gosh, DI in, my dude. What the heck? He went flying. Okay. There we go. That's kind of what I want, but it's really good on tipper. Either way, it's good damage, and it could lead to a kill if they have bad DI. Sometimes you can tipper with the up special, and it will just outright kill. So keep that in mind, especially when you have no other options, like to hit them. Oh, he is on hard DI in, that's why he keeps doing that. In this case, I was too low. But, definitely something to use as some extra damage and to attract. And with that, those are all the kill confirms I have. You'll find a lot of, creative ones using these as like the base endings. But your combos can lead into tippers, your tippers can lead into tippers, and if you're really solid at landing the up strong tipper, they'll die really early. But that's everything I have to say in this guide. I hope it was helpful and you enjoyed and learned something. You can go out there and, just plasma sword some people. If you're watching on Twitch where I'm streaming this, then be sure to go to my YouTube channel. I'll be uploading this video, and I've uploaded other ones like it, as well as some other content. So give my YouTube FullStream a sub if you wouldn't mind, if you enjoyed. And if you're on YouTube watching this and you want to be on the stream next time, or you just want to come hang out, then the link is down below in the description. And thank you guys for watching, guys and gals for watching. I'll see you all next time. See ya.